Kody has lied a lot on Sister Wives in order to portray himself as a dedicated and involved father and husband. I have even made videos titled Kody's Biggest Lie Exposed. However, I think the lie that trumps all of his lies was his signature catchphrase for years, and that is, love should be multiplied, not divided. You see, Kody was trying to portray his family as being unfairly othered. According to Kody, monogamists want to limit one's ability to love. Kody wanted to break through that arbitrary glass ceiling imposed by the fuddy-duddies that ew at the thought of multiple spouses. Love should be multiplied, not divided, he decrees. Much like his last wife standing, Kody also fancies himself having a superhero alter ego, and that is the Avenger of Mormon fundamental polygamy. But there's only one problem. It's actually physically impossible to multiply love when you are only one person. Contrary to Kody's and possibly other polygamy patriarchs' beliefs, he is not, in fact, superhuman. He is only one person capable of expending only one person's worth of human labor in any given 24-hour period. One person taking on the emotional, mental, and physical responsibilities of 4 marriages is an impossible task. If you involve yourself in more than one household, you are in fact dividing love, not multiplying it. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get into today's video. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. For the first several seasons of Sister Wives, Kody was very insistent that he was just this hopeless romantic who just happened to fall in love over and over again. And my dumbass believed him for like 4 seasons. He made a point, especially in that first season, of when we were meeting the Browns and being introduced to their belief system, that we knew that he believed in marrying for love. Oh, and he also made it a point that we knew that the women, his wives in particular, chose him. There were no supposed arranged marriages in the AUB. Like Mary said, they don't go weird or criminal like that creeper Warren Jeffs. Of course, we are very familiar with Kody's rhetoric now, which is that he never loved his original 3 wives and that him falling in love with Robin just ruined polygamy and blah, blah, blah. But I was rewatching the first episode and I found his explanation of his religion's view on polygamy quite interesting.
I like marriage, and I'm a repeat offender, so I have adopted a faith that embraces that lifestyle. In fact, it recommends it. I like to reward good behavior, so if you're good with 1 marriage, they figure you'll be good with 2. I hope they think I'll be good with 4.
Like I said, very interesting. In his day 1 explanation of his religion to the audience, he never mentions love as being an ideal upheld by his faith, despite it being his literal tagline for the show. He actually says that the faith that he has adopted likes to reward men specifically who behave well with more wives. In this clip, he says his religion likes to reward good behavior. Just couching polygamy in those terms feels icky to me. In Kody's day 1 explanation, he himself exposes that polygamy is not about multiplying love. It's about racking up brownie points. Plainly put, in Mormon fundamental polygamy, everyone loses. From the children, who I believe are the ultimate victims, to the women, and yes, even the men. There is literally no one in Mormon fundamental polygamy who actually experiences a multiplication of love. The women and children are the most obvious losers when it comes to this love math equation that Kody speaks of. So let's chat about Kody's wives and kids for a minute. Kody and his wives put a heavy emphasis on the women choosing who they marry early on in the series. And actually, later on, Kody uses this as an example of his ultimate persecution. The women chose him, and he did not have a say in the matter. But the fact of the matter is, in the AUB, many women were pressured into these marriages without truly having a say. Imagine being told you have to marry someone just because they claim it's God's will. I mean, yikes. If you are agreeing to a marriage under extreme societal or cultural pressure and manipulation, can you really say genuine consent is given? How is the AUB's illusion of choice really any different than arranged marriages in general? If you are heavily guiding the woman towards God's will. Mormon polygamy can be pretty rough on women, filled with coercion, competition, and financial vulnerability. It's not exactly my idea of multiplied love. When kids grow up in an environment where their parents are stretched thin across multiple relationships, and in their dad's case, or in Christine's case, across multiple households, they might feel neglected and confused. It is physically impossible for one dad, Kody, to meet the emotional, mental, and physical needs of all 18 of his children. I actually discussed this with Ben, Kody's nephew, who experienced this de facto polygamy neglect from his own father, Kody's brother. Kody's children certainly never experienced love being multiplied. They, more than anyone, at best, experience a division of love. They first experienced their father's time, love, and attention being divided by the number of wives/households their dad has. And then they further experience the division amongst the siblings in whatever household they fall into. So as an example, truly, Kody's sixth child from his least favorite wife at the time of her birth had next to no chance of eliciting attention from her father. Poor Truly. And while I do find it absolutely obnoxious that Kody goes on and on nowadays about just how victimized he has been by polygamy, he's actually not all the way wrong. He's not entirely right, but men are victims of polygamy too. Men in polygamy are under an immense amount of pressure, and I think Kody is a perfect example of cracking under that immense amount of pressure. In a typical polygamous setup, the men are often pushed into being the ultimate breadwinner. That means they've got to work harder than ever to support not just one wife, but several, and all the kids that come with it. Imagine juggling all those financial responsibilities while trying to keep everyone happy. And typically, Mormon fundamental polygamists aren't seeing reality TV show money pour in order to support their family. Financially, polygamy is a very stressful setup, and these men are at the top feeling all of the pressure to support these supersized families. And while many assume men have all the power in a polygamous setup, which is not entirely wrong, it doesn't mean that they don't experience manipulation themselves. A lot of men may feel pressured by religious beliefs or their community expectations to take on more wives than they want to. Kody definitely highlights his marriage to Christine as an example of this. Men might end up feeling trapped in situations where they're forced into roles they're not comfortable playing. And this is pretty much where we find Kody today. He's looking back on his life, the fact that he played a role I don't think he ever really wanted, and one he failed terribly at. I've mentioned in previous videos that I never really believed that Kody adopted the AUB religion because he genuinely believed in the message, but rather I think he adopted the faith as a way to curry favor with his father. Because I don't believe Kody ever really bought into polygamy hook, line, and sinker, I think that affected his ability to execute being the patriarch of a polygamous family successfully. And I think that also plays a huge role in his overall resentment towards his family members today. I think Kody views the family he created as playing a role in his ultimate persecution. Overall, I think it's pretty evident that love cannot be multiplied, at least not in the way that Kody proclaims it can be at the start of Sister Wives. I think it's pretty evident that this is probably the biggest lie that Kody has told on the series that made his family famous. As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and let me know what you think are some other great lies that Kody has told on Sister Wives. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Check out my second channel, Sarah Spills, and my podcast, Mostly Harmless. Links for both of those will be in the description of this video. Follow me on Instagram, Threads, X, and TikTok at Reality Squad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.